Hello, welcome back to YOGANUARY with me, Emilie, and today we are on day 25. So happy Saturday. We are going to be working through our Natarajasana, which is our dancer's pose. And our dancer's pose is a balancing posture, so it requires a little bit of focus and strength in our core, but it's also a big heart opener. And when we're opening our hearts, we can often bring a lot of the weight into our lower back. So I really encourage you here today to really focus on feeling your core, of engaging your core, because when we're opening our chest, we want to be lifting up from the chest rather than bringing all the weight into the lower back. We want to be feeling that lift up the way, and this is done by engaging our core and to protect our lower back, to squeeze our glutes as well. Just my little intro and little disclaimer to protect your lower back. As always, take it at your own pace, what feels comfortable in your body and what feels good for you today as you show up on the mat. And without any further ado, let's get started. Grab yourself some comfortable clothes, your mat, and we're going to start off in a kneeling position on our mat. You can close your eyes and just tune in, taking a few rounds of breath as you allow yourself and your focus to drop to the mat, to your practice. Noticing how you're feeling today, how your body's feeling. Maybe inviting a little bit of softness into the muscles, to your mind, and to your heart. Take one more full round of breath. And as you next inhale, you can blink the eyes open. We're going to reach the hands all the way up. As we exhale, cactus out the arms, squeezing the shoulder blades to lift your chest. And then as you next exhale, curling the spine, sweeping your hands forward, giving yourself a little hug. We inhale to lift and open. Working with our breath here, finding fluidity as we curl, pulling the navel in towards the spine, giving yourself a hug, and then inhaling to lift and open. Exhaling to curl inwards, giving yourself a hug, and inhaling to lift and open. We go for 2 more rounds, working with your breath, really pulling that navel in, to then inhale, lift your chest up by squeezing the shoulder blades. As you next exhale, we're holding here in our cactus arms for a round of breath, making sure that the elbows are at the same height as the shoulders, squeezing the shoulder blades to lift the chest and engaging that core. Take another inhale. As you exhale, release the hands, come behind the back, interlacing the fingers. We squeeze the shoulder blades first, then pull the hands away from the body, maybe lifting your gaze up towards the sky. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, release the interlace of the hands. We're bringing the hands forwards, meeting in our all fours. As you next inhale, we're going to lift the right leg all the way out. Exhaling, bending into your right leg. So we want it at a right angle. Maybe reaching your chest forwards. We're going to take cat-cows with the leg as it is. Inhaling, we exhale, curl the knee into your center. Inhaling to lift and open, arching your spine, squeezing your shoulder blades. Exhaling to curl. Inhaling to lift and open. Exhaling to curl. Go for 1 more round. Inhale, send the foot out. Exhale, knee comes towards the chest. And this time we step the right foot in between the 2 hands. We're lifting up, Anjaneyasana. Engaging our core here, feeling that pull and that lift upwards. As you next exhale, we cactus the arms. Slowly releasing, we're going to bring it back to that little flow, hugging ourselves. To inhale, lift and open. Twice more, exhaling, pulling your navel in towards your spine. Inhaling to lift and open. Exhaling once more, reaching forwards. Inhaling, lifting and opening. And then as you next exhale, release the hands, come down to frame the front foot. We're tucking the back toes, lifting the back knee, low lunge. Inhale, lift your chest and your gaze. Exhale, plant your hands firmly on the mat. We step it back, plank pose. Inhale in your plank. As you next exhale, slow and controlled, lower all the way down towards the mat, releasing the weight of your body, untucking your toes. We inhale, reaching our chest and our head up, engaging the body, as maybe we reach the hands behind us, palms facing upwards. You can stay here if you want to go a little further for your bow variation, reaching the feet up. We're breathing, engaging all the muscles across the back of the body. We're here for 3, for 2, for 1. Slowly release. Tuck your toes as you bring the hands down underneath the shoulders. We're sending it back to our active child's pose, active balasana. Toes are tucked. Bring your forehead down to the mat as your hips reach all the way back towards your heels. And then lifting up onto your fingertips, feeling that extra stretch across your chest and triceps. Take another inhale. And a long and controlled, slow exhale. As you next inhale, lift your gaze. Plant your palms firmly on the mat. We're rocking it forward, plank pose. Inhale in your plank. Exhale, downward facing dog, sending the hips all the way back. Take an inhale. And then exhale, you can sigh out through the mouth. As you next inhale, come up onto your toes, lifting the heels. Exhale, generous bend in the knees. We're coming back to our all fours. We move to the other side. Inhaling, we're reaching the left leg back. Foot is flexed and then bending into the knee. It's at a right angle. We're pressing firmly into the hands, not collapsing into the shoulders, engaging your core. Inhale, maybe arching your spine as you lift your gaze. Exhale, curl your knee in towards your center, pulling the navel in towards your spine. Inhale to send it back. Exhale, curl your knee in towards your center. Inhale to send it back. One more time. Curl your knee, comes towards your center. And then inhaling, reaching it back. On your next round, we exhale, knee comes towards the center, gaze comes forward, step your left foot in between the two hands. We're lifting all the way up, Anjaneyasana. Inhaling in Anjaneyasana, engaging your core, feeling that lift from your core as you engage it and you pull the navel in towards your spine, reaching the fingertips up. As you next exhale, cactus out the arms, maybe lifting your gaze. We exhale, giving ourselves a hug, sweeping the hands forwards. Inhale to lift and open, cactus arms. Exhale to sweep it forward, pulling your navel in towards your spine, curling the top of your spine, and reaching out, cactus, one more round. Exhaling slowly, giving yourself a hug. To inhale, lift and open. As you next exhale, bring both of the hands down towards the mat. Inhaling to lift your chest. As you next exhale, planting the palms down, we tuck the back toes, lifting the back knee, step it back, plank pose. Inhale and plank. Exhale, slow and controlled, lowering all the way down towards the mat, untucking the toes. This time you can take the variation we took before, or if you want, you can release your hands, interlacing the fingers behind your back. We start by squeezing the shoulder blades, lifting the gaze, and pulling the hands away from us, lifting them up off our glutes, and then maybe also lifting the feet up and the legs. We want to have a long spine here, so bring your gaze just to the floor, just in front of you. We're here for 3, for 2, for 1. Slow and controlled, release, tucking your toes. Hands come underneath the shoulders. We're sending it back to an active balasana. Toes are tucked, sending the hips back, forehead to the mat. We're lifting up onto our fingertips. Take a round of breath. As you next inhale, lift your gaze, plant your palms firmly on the mat, toes are tucked. We're rocking it forward, plank pose. And exhale, downward facing dog, sending your hips all the way back. Take a round of breath in your downward dog. As you next inhale, lift the right leg, three-legged dog. Exhaling, generous bend in your right leg as you open up the knee, bring it towards the ceiling. Maybe turning your body slightly towards the right side of the mat. Inhale. We exhale, gaze comes forward, big step forward, right foot in between the two hands. We're coming all the way up, high lunge. Inhale in your high lunge. We exhale once again, cactus out the arms, going back for that flow, releasing the hands forward, pulling your navel towards your spine, giving yourself a hug, and reaching the chest, opening up, cactus arms. Legs are strong, we're sending energy into the back heel. Really bring that weight into the left hand as we come forwards. We go for one more round. Exhaling, give yourself a hug. Inhaling to lift and open, holding your cactus arms for a moment. Inhale. As you next exhale, release the hands behind the back, interlacing the fingers. We squeeze the shoulder blades to lift the gaze. And exhaling, humble warrior. Gaze comes down towards your right big toe, reaching the hands all the way back. We're still pressing into that left heel. Take another inhale. As you exhale, both hands come down to frame the front foot, planting your palms. We're sweeping the right foot all the way back, three-legged dog once again. Inhale. Exhale, bending into the knee, opening up the hip. Feel that expansion across your hip flexor. And as you next exhale, gaze comes forward, right foot steps in between the two hands. We inhale back to our high lunge. So you next exhale, hands come down to heart center. Bring the weight into the right leg. We're going to come to our one-legged Tadasana, top of the mat. Wrap your hands around your shin, maybe squeezing the knee in a little bit closer. Squeezing the shoulder blades, keeping that chest lifted. Take another inhale. As you exhale, slowly lower left leg comes down to the mat. We inhale to reach the hands all the way up. And exhale to release them behind the back. Interlacing the fingers once again. We squeeze the shoulder blades as we lift our chest. Maybe going for a bit of a back bend, squeezing your glutes to protect your lower back. Take an inhale. As you next exhale, little bend in the knees. We're hinging from the hips, folding forward, keeping the hands all the way behind you. We're feeling a deeper stretch across our hamstrings, maybe across our chest. Breathing here. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, release the hands, come down towards the mat. Inhale for your Ardha Uttanasana, flat back extension. Exhaling, hands come down to the mat, step it back, plank pose. Inhale in a plank. Exhale, lowering all the way down towards the mat, untucking the toes. We have variations here. We're building up on our bow pose. So you can either come back to bring the hands behind the back, interlacing the fingers, or if you want to go a little further, bring your feet towards your glutes, maybe releasing the hands towards your ankles. If you're here, we're starting by flexing the feet, squeezing the shoulder blades. This will already create a bit of lift across your chest. And then we start pressing the feet or the ankles into the hands to see if we can lift our chest and maybe our legs up. We're here for 3, for 2, for 1. Slowly release down to the mat, letting go of your ankles, tucking your toes, hands come underneath the shoulders. We send it back, active Balasana once again. Forehead comes down to the mat, lifting the palms so we're on the fingertips of the hands. We're breathing here for 2 rounds of breath. As you next inhale, lift your gaze, plant your palms, toes are tucked. We're rocking it back, plank pose once again. Inhale in plank. Exhale, downward facing dog, sending the hips all the way back. Take a round of breath in your downward dog. And then as you next inhale, we're lifting the left leg, three-legged dog. Exhaling, generous bend in the left knee as you open up the hip, maybe turning your body slightly towards the left. Take another inhale. As we exhale, gaze comes forward, left foot steps in between the two hands. We're reaching all the way up, high lunge. Take a moment to ground in your high lunge, pressing into your back heel. Inhale as we exhale, cactus out the arms. We're squeezing our glutes, engaging our core. We're going back for that flow as we pull the navel in towards the spine, giving yourself a hug. Inhaling to lift and open, cactus arm. Exhaling to curl it forwards. Inhaling to lift and open. Exhaling, curling it forwards. Inhaling to lift and open, holding here. Take another inhale. As you exhale, release the hands behind the back. Interlace with the fingers, it feels a little less natural. Squeezing your shoulder blades, then pulling the hands away from the body, maybe lifting your gaze up towards the sky. Take an inhale. And as we exhale, gaze comes down towards the left big toe. We're reaching the hands all the way back. Weight is coming into that left leg, but we're still pressing into the right heel. Take another inhale. As you exhale, slow and controlled, release the hands down to the mat, planting your palms. We're sliding the left foot all the way back, three-legged dog. Inhaling your three-legged dog. Exhaling, generous bend in the knee, opening up the hip. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, gaze comes forward, big step forward. Bring your left foot in between the two hands. We're coming all the way up, high lunge once again. Inhale and high lunge. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. Weight comes into the left foot. We're stepping the right knee in towards our center, one-legged Tadasana. Wrapping your hands around your shin, squeezing it towards your body. Take an inhale. And exhale, releasing both feet down to the mat. We inhale to reach the hands up. And exhale, bring them behind the back. Once again, the interlaces still feels a little less natural. Squeezing the shoulder blades, we lift our chest. Maybe going for a little back bend, squeezing the glutes to protect your lower back. And as you exhale, little bend in the knees, hinging from the hips. We fold forwards, keeping the hands behind our back. Take a round of breath. And as you next exhale, release the hands down to the mat. Inhale for your Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands come back down towards the mat. Step it back, plank pose. Slowly, as you next exhale, lowering all the way down once again to release the weight of your body onto the mat. Untucking the toes. We can come to any variation of our bow pose, so either reaching the hands behind us, interlacing the hands, or bringing the feet back towards the glutes, grabbing a hold of your ankles, flexing the feet, squeezing the shoulder blades, whichever variation we're in, and then lifting the leg so as we press the feet into the hands. We're here for 3. Keep breathing for 2. And for 1, slow and controlled, lower down towards the mat. Releasing your feet if you have a hold of them. Hands come down underneath the shoulders. Toes are tucked. Active Balasana once again. Reaching up onto your fingertips. Toes are tucked. Take 2 rounds of breath. Next, inhale, lift your gaze. Plant your palms, we're rocking it forward, plank pose. Inhale and plank. Exhale, downward facing dog, sending the hips all the way back. Take a round of breath. Next, inhale, lifting the right leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhaling, generous bend in the right knee. You can either stay here, or if you want to work on your wild thing, you can start turning the left heel towards the side. Weight is in the left foot and the left hand as you bring right foot towards the ground, reaching the right hand up, squeezing the glutes. We're lifting and opening our chest. Take an inhale. As you exhale, slowly lower the hips, bring that right hand back to the top of the mat. We're meeting in our three-legged dog, reaching the right leg all the way up. And exhale, big step forward, right foot comes in between the two hands. We inhale to reach the hands up, high lunge. Inhale in your high lunge. Exhale, hands come down to your heart center. We're stepping it back, one-legged Tadasana. Bring your left knee in towards your center. Inhale here. And exhale, both of the feet come down towards the mat. We're going to come to our Natarajasana, so our dancer's pose, taking it to where it feels comfortable and just going step by step. So we're grounding into the left foot. Inhaling, we reach the right leg up. The next exhale, slowly release. Your right foot comes towards your right glute. Release your right hand to the inside of your right foot. We're flexing the foot. Left hand can stay at heart center. You can also bring it down towards your waist. Or if you want, you can take your mudra, extending the hand out in front of you. As you next inhale, we're pressing the right foot into the right hand. Maybe bring a little bend into the standing leg. We want to create first the space here between your back and the foot, reaching the crown of the head up. See how much you can push into your foot, and then maybe starting to tip forwards. Hand can either be forwards on your hip or at your heart center. We're lifting and opening our chest, finding our drishti, our focal point. Take another round of breath. And as you exhale, slowly release. Bring your right knee back to center. Bring your left hand to your hips. Letting go of your right foot. We inhale to reach the hands all the way up. Exhale, hinging from the hips, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhaling for Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling, hands come down to the mat. We step it back, plank pose. Working through vinyasa of your choice. Knees, chest in, or chaturanga to upward facing dog or cobra. We send it all the way back, downward facing dog. Take a round of breath in your downward dog. Then we move to the other side. Inhaling, we're going to reach the left leg all the way up. Exhaling, generous bend in the left knees. You turn and open your hip towards the left. Either staying here, or if you want to work towards your wild thing, slowly turning your right heel towards the side. Weight is in the right hand and in the right foot as we lower the left foot down to the mat, lifting the left hand, pressing your hips up, feeling that expansion across your chest. Taking a big inhale. As we exhale, lower the hips just slightly to release the left hand towards the top of the mat. We're reaching the left leg all the way up, three-legged dog. Exhale, big step forward. Left foot comes in between the two hands. We inhale for your high lunge. Inhale, as you next exhale, hands come down through heart center, pressing into your left foot. Bring your right knee in, one-legged Tadasana. We exhale, both feet come down to the mat. Working on your Natarajasana on the other side. So this time grounding into the right foot as we slowly bring our left knee in towards our center. Hands can stay at heart center as you slowly bring left foot to your left glute. Release your left hand to the inside of your left foot. Right hand can stay at heart center. You can bring it down towards your hip, or you can reach it forwards in your mudra. Wherever you are, slowly start pressing the left foot into the left hand. First, feeling this expansion and this space that we're creating here between our body and our foot. Feeling the lift of the crown of the head up, and then maybe tipping forward slightly as you reach the chest forwards. Our gaze is in front of us. Our body is all facing towards the front of the mat. Take another round of breath. And then as you next exhale, slowly come back through center, releasing the tension of your foot. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, both feet down. Inhale once more. We exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. You can take a little ragdoll in your Uttanasana, grabbing a hold of the elbows, maybe swaying from side to side, taking a gentle bend in your knees. We're releasing the weight across the lower back as we let the head and shoulders get heavy. As you next exhale, come back through center, releasing the hands down to the mat. Inhale for your Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Step it back, downward facing dog. Take a full round of breath in your downward dog. As you next inhale, coming up onto the toes, generous bend in the knees. We're coming all the way back to passive balasana this time as we untuck the toes, sending the hips all the way back. You can either reach the hands forwards, or if you want to reach them behind you towards your feet, whichever you prefer. And we're here for 3 rounds of breath. Sending the breath into the back of the body. Releasing any tension that you might have built or brought during our balance and our heart opening. And then slowly, from the base of your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, start uncurling. We're going to come meet in our kneeling position, the back of the mat, reaching the crown of the head up. Hands can come to lay on top of your thighs. Closing your eyes or softening your gaze. Tuning into the sensations across your body. Maybe the emotions running through your body, your mind, and your heart too. Just allowing whatever's there to be there, to exist, to flow through you. Reminding yourself you're not any of these emotions or thoughts. You're just part of our experience on this planet as human beings. Slowly, you can rock onto either of your glutes. So you swing the legs all the way forwards. We're going to meet in a cross-legged seat, keeping a soft gaze or your eyes closed. Hands come to rest on your knees. Taking a few rounds of breath. And as you next exhale, come place your left hand on your heart. And the right hand on top of your left. Taking a few more rounds of breath to ground into your energy. And then slowly bring your hands to your Anjali Mudra, heart center. Take a moment to thank yourself for this presence during your flow, for this exploration. This heart opening that requires both softness and strength. And as always, I thank you for allowing me to guide you through this practice. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoy this exploration of our Natarajasana, our dancer's pose. It's quite a good heart opener, so it can feel a little bit intense because we're also balancing at the same time. Love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. Let me know how you found this flow. And I also would really appreciate if you could hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm uploading a video every single day for the rest of January, so you still have time, and all of it's going to stay up for as long as YouTube's there. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see each other tomorrow. Thank you.